but the other parties walking away from the platform. Let's listen to Nick Griffin.
A democratic verdict in a democratic election. It's as shameful as the lies told by the Labour member who was here, which match their weapons of mass destruction lies with which they took our boys and girls into wars we shouldn't be in, and they're still coming home in pieces. That's the real shame. It's the Labour Party's shame, not ours. I'd like to thank my incredibly hard-working team, particularly Clive Jefferson, the mainstay of the North West, and everyone who's helped out so much. It's been a fantastic, brilliant effort. I thank the returning officer and the staff in the places where this election was run properly, and not in the places where we weren't allowed to seal ballot boxes, as is our right. Where ballot boxes of broken seals were just nodded through as if nothing was wrong. There is a deep, dark stain on the way the democratic system is run in this country at present, and it's always done only in a way that does down the British National Party. However much you dislike our party in some people's cases, you cannot possibly stand by the perversion of the democratic process as a way of trying to keep us out. Fortunately, it's a way that's failed. For the last 50 years, more and more of the people of Britain have watched with concern and growing dismay, and sometimes anger, as an out-of-touch political elite has transformed our country before our very eyes. It's not just a matter of mass immigration, although that's the most obvious symptom of it. It's handing us over to rule by unelected bureaucrats in Brussels. It's turning the commonwealth of this country, our public services, into private profit centres for giant corporations. It's banning St George's Day festivals while encouraging everyone else to celebrate their festivals, usually with taxpayers' money. In so many ways, the Liberal elite have transformed this country, and as they've done so, they've forced people to be quiet about it, with laws which make telling the truth an offence, imprisonable offence. The anger of the British people has been held behind dams, walls of lies, growing ever taller and ever thicker for the last 50 years. But tonight, in the northwest of England and in Yorkshire, the British National Party and hundreds of thousands of voters who saw past the lies of the Sun about the Gurkhas, who saw past the lies of the Express and rags like the Manchester Evening News, hundreds of thousands of voters have given their verdict on the dam of lies of the old party, and tonight the British National Party has breached those dams of lies. The waters of truth and justice and freedom are once again flowing over this country. It's a great victory. We go on from here.
Just listening there to the BNP.
For those who might ask, well, what will be the first thing I will do in Europe? What am I going to talk about? What do I want to talk about on the TV stations tomorrow night? I do not want to talk about mass immigration. Everybody knows the British people have had enough of it. Everyone knows where we stand. Everyone who's listened to me on the television knows we want to shut the doors, remove the illegals and the bogus asylum seekers, and everybody else who contributes to our society, who pays into our society, whether they're born here or if they come more recently, if they're here legally and they're contributing, we have no problem with them at all. There's nothing more to say. I want to talk about what I'm going to do when I get to Brussels, and the first thing is to put my researchers into the libraries there. Because the real scandal of fraud by the old politicians, Tory, Lib Dem and Labour alike, isn't the expenses. It's not a bath plug here or a porn film there. It's what they've done, turning our public services into private profit centres. This looting of the British national commonwealth involves billions and billions and billions of pounds stolen from the British public, and at every turn a Labour MP, a Lib Dem MP or a Tory MP has got backhanders for doing so, or has been put onto the directorships of those companies once they step down from Parliament. That's the real scandal. We're going to get in there, into the records of the European Union. We are going to unearth it. We're going to get those facts to the police. And some of these people are going to go to prison where they belong. Thank you very much. Good night.
Just listening there to Nick Griffin, the leader of the BNP, who has won a seat in the European Parliament in Manchester, joining his colleague Andrew Bronze, who won earlier on in Yorkshire and Humber region, Sky's Mike McCarthy is in Manchester for us. He's seen those results coming in. Mike, let's get your summing up following a dramatic few hours.
Well, you saw some extraordinary scenes there as all of the candidates from the other parties walked out of this room as one the minute that Nick Griffin started to make his victory speech. And it's been a night here in the northwest of extraordinary scenes. The leader of the British National Party and now an MEP arrived at Manchester Town Hall amid scenes of violence and barracking as anti-fascist campaigners pelted his car with eggs. It prevented Mr. Griffin from entering the town hall. It was a full hour later when, escorted by police, he was able to get into the building. So the situation here now is that the banquet room at the town hall is beginning to empty. Certainly the only people around at the moment are members of the media and supporters